What's up, everybody? Ronnie Cruz here with Path of the Jedi 365-day video challenge. Hopefully, you can hear me. I'm speaking in hushed tones. I don't know. There's something about books that it's the old school part of me, right? Yeah, ever since we were kids, we were taught to speak in hushed tones and speak quietly in libraries and not to be too loud. And like for some reason, for me, that translates into not talking too loud in the bookstore. So I'm actually here in my hometown, a town where I grew up in Durham, North Carolina, at a Barnes and Noble of all things. Barnes and Noble, that's right. Well, I wanted to come in here first of all because it's really warm outside, and yeah, get some cool AC. But also, I wanted to show you guys, well, just to talk about briefly, where one of the things that I used to do in early in my career when I first started in network marketing was go to Barnes and Nobles and try to talk to people there, right? Try to strike up conversations, and it was absolutely disastrous. I mean, first of all, I, again, am an introvert. I was very shy back then, and I had no idea what I was doing, right? I didn't know, conversational skills. I didn't have any of that under my belt yet, and so trying to talk to just random people and then going for the jugular immediately, right? Trying to bring up my opportunity and offer my company, my network marketing opportunity right up front. It was just absolutely disastrous, right? So, like, it, I guess one of the points is that you got to start somewhere, right? You got to start somewhere. If you're doing something new, it'll you got to be willing to be disastrous before you're bad, right? And then you got to be willing to be bad before you're okay. You got to be willing to be okay before you're somewhat getting there, and so on and so forth. So it's a gradual process, but it really, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. I mean, some people, for that specific example, some people are just naturally outgoing and are great conversationalists. But for me, it took years. It took years to develop that skill. Right now, I can start a conversation with anybody without it being a complete train wreck. But back then, yeah, I used to just, yeah, walk up and down these aisles, buy myself a chai latte, and try to strike conversations. Um, I'm sure people thought I was pretty weird. So, anyways, that said, fast forward to today, and here I am. I find myself on another brand new learning experience, trying to teach myself a new skill set. And yeah, I think largely at the beginning it has been disastrous. Getting one or two views, whether it's like here on YouTube, but TikTok and Instagram, like the inconsistency in the viewership and trying to figure out what people are watching on those specific platforms. So it's definitely a mess. It's definitely a mess. So again, at the beginning of anything, if you're just starting, just understand it's not going to be perfect, right? And if you wait for it to be perfect, if you wait for you to have all the skills and all the things right, you're never going to get started. You're never going to get started because it'll never be good enough. It's like I think people hesitate and use that excuse that I need to get it right. I need to learn more, or I need to get better at X, Y, and Z. They use that as excuse, right? Because it's all the other fears that are happening. So it ends up being a crutch, and you can potentially end up not doing anything in your business. So just be willing to dive in, no matter how little you know of how to do anything. I was having dinner with my nephew last night, and one of the things that he said early on in the conversation was, well, we're talking about network marketing and different business opportunities and things like that, and he said, well, I wouldn't know where to start. And by the end of it, he really understood that, well, you just kind of gotta go, right? You just gotta start. You have a slight idea in which direction you're going, but then the rest of it is just for the most part, is just figuring it out as you go, right? Figuring it out as you go. So be willing to jump in, be willing to look stupid, right? I'm sitting here talking to a gimbal, talking to my phone, recording a video in Barnes and Noble, right? Like we talked about in the other video yesterday. Be willing to let go of being self-conscious, especially if you're planning on using social platforms to build your business, right? And just, yeah, just be willing to dive in. Just be willing to dive in, because the worst that can happen is that you know, things will go wrong. And when things go wrong, all that is information. All that is more data that you can use to improve upon. That's simply it, right? Right? Fear of failure, don't worry about failure. Failure is information. It's just data that you can use so that you can improve upon, right? Okay, so that's it for this video. More to come from me. I'm not sure. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't have a plan as far as what the next video is going to be, but there's more to come. So if you haven't liked and subscribed, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel and to this video. Hit the bell so that you get notifications. 11 a.m. Eastern Time generally is when new videos will be released, but we're going to have a new video every day, fresh topic. I mean, I might be revisiting some topics here at some point, because it is 365 days worth of videos. But fresh new video every day, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So we will catch you in the next one. Until then, be well, be safe, and may the force be with you. Peace.